to Busumbro. It was because of his belief in Africa and his belief in the world. And one of my favorite Kofi Annan quotes, ladies and gentlemen, and we all know that Kofi Annan set up AGRA, basically. He said that if we get Agric right in Africa, where most of the people now are working in that sector, not only would it help boost development, but we will be secure in terms of food and nutrition, and then we'll be able to move on to other areas. I think AGRA is getting it right and is spurring the growth of Africa. And the partnerships actually make it more exciting. On this note, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the regional head for West Africa, AGRA, Lionel Axel Kaja. Please put your hands together for him as well. I nearly said Lionel Richie. We also have Mr. Kofi Atta Ejapon, the program manager for KFW with us. Please put your hands together for him as well, Kofi. And there's a man whose institution and whose passion has led to the development of the private sector, such that doing business in Ghana, we are getting there. In fact, a lot of businesses are doing well. A lot of other businesses are moving from other parts of Africa and the world into Africa. He was also instrumental in the work to get the Africa Continental Free Trade Area started. Nana Osei-Bonsu of PEF is also here. Please put your hands together for him. And I'll do more introductions, but this final introduction for this stage is for our farmers. We have some of our farmers here, some of them also watching online. They are the people who make sure the successes are actually chalked on the ground. So our farmers, please give us a wave and let's see you. All farmers in the house, I'm also waving. I can see Farmer Tony Morrison of the Chamber of Agribusiness, and I can see my sister Nana Akusa of Agri House Foundation, bringing all women across the world together to feed the world. Rasta Nana Akusa, Bob Marley's favorite sister. Nana, give us a wave. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to a very important part. We are going to have the opening remarks. Why are we here, and where do we go from here? And to do that, please help me welcome the Vice President, Strategic Partnership and Chief of Party, Piata AGRA, Vanessa Adams, to give us the opening remarks.
I want to be on Joy News just like you. Huh? Makes me look really chic. Good morning. Good morning, Ghana. Oh, we're awake. I think you had as much coffee as I did this morning and tea. I'm so happy to be here with all of you today. And I think in the room, we have really a representation from across the country and across the stakeholders and partners which we care so much about. Today is really a celebration of all of you and all the hard work you've brought into the sector. My job is to make a few remarks on behalf of our president and our board chair. Dr. Kalibata would have liked to be here with you today, but unfortunately she is in another parallel meeting. I checked online. She's really there in another meeting. Is the sound okay on this? I can hear an echo. Or should I switch to another mic? It's okay? Okay, great. Our board chair, as you know, as eloquently presented, our first board chair was His Excellency Kofi Annan, followed by Strive Masiwa, and our current board chair, former Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn, actually was in Ghana earlier this week. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to stay through today, but he sends you his regards and his congratulations for our hard work together. Now, as you heard in this fantastic video, in the last 5 years, AGRA has continued to invest intensively across Africa and in Ghana. And as you are probably aware, AGRA doesn't do anything alone. So our partners who are represented here, KFW, BMZ, USAID, and hopefully online, the Gates Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, who are at the very heart of our partnership with FCDO. Is there anyone from FCDO in the room? The British government has also been actively engaged, as you all know, in agricultural food trade, particularly in West Africa and East Africa. During our journey together, we've worked closely with the government of Ghana, as you know. We've worked hard to understand and move forward on policy improvements with the seed sector, policy improvements with regard to regional food trade, improving, as you are all aware in this difficult year, fertilizer distribution and availability. And of course, looking back, we've worked with MOFA extensively on the extension service availability through community-based advisors. In fact, you in Ghana have a record number of over 5,500 community-based advisors who have been trained over the last 5 years to provide extension to smallholder farmers. And this is something which, honestly, coming from a business background as I am, I always wondered, how can these rural advisors to smallholder farmers become thriving entrepreneurs? You'll see in our new strategy coming forward that this is a critical transition, because extension is at the heart of agricultural productivity. I'm looking at Bashiru here just to make sure I don't say anything terribly wrong. You just wave at me, okay? Now, I have a lot of editors in the room. Another area we have been very actively working has been on the investment strategy for agriculture. Many of you are aware we were here with the agricultural AGRF, what do we call it? African Green Revolution Forum, right? It was here in Ghana in 2019, just before COVID, launching, in fact, a focus on digital. And this is something we've been actively speaking about all morning, the digitization of the agricultural sector, right? The data collection, analytics, documentation, optimization of land utilization, coming through this transition to a digitization and commercialization in the ag sector. We've also worked actively with the private sector, and I'm so happy to see my dear old friend here from PEF. You know, we worked together many years ago on focusing on exports and investment in Ghana in this sector. But without investment, can agriculture really grow? We know how critical the private sector is. And in fact, many people forget that farmers are private sector, aren't they? So you have so many constituents out there. But private sector is actually challenged by a lack of finance, a lack of risk mitigation, a lack of insurance. And this is another area we've worked actively with you in the government to agricultural insurance policy sector. And this is something which is actually critical as we move into a climate risk environment, and an environment with increasing volatility, changes in rain patterns, unknown weather variants, and affecting, as you've already seen in the cocoa sector, but what we'll see even more in the rice sector growth, which has been so wildly successful. But if the climate risks don't get mitigated, of course, we need those financial partners to be working side by side with us along the way. Now, I believe that the farmers that the ministry worked so hard to document under Planting for Food and Jobs exceeded 2 million smallholder farmers. Am I right? Honorable. So we take credit for your success. Isn't that awful? It's really your success. You take credit for it. We stand side by side and hold your hand, but we will be cheering along the way. By the way, you think there's a lot of my type people in AGRA, huh? But you saw in the video, it's an African organization. Jesse's laughing. No, you have to ask, if I know Omatuo, then you don't know me too well, huh? I'm sorry. But I hope we have some for lunch. Okay. Anyhow, I just had to make that remark. Now, moving forward, we thought long and hard about our strategy. We said, should we change everything, or should we build on the base we've created? And if you know AGRA well, you know we think long and hard. We stress test every strategy that we come forward with. In fact, we wanted to launch this strategy last year, but we said no. Let's wait, let's consult, let's meet with everyone, let's make sure the strategy we think is the strategy we should continue to invest in. You agree with us. So it's not too late to co-create with us in terms of how we work, how we move forward, but we felt we're far enough in consultations to be brave, make a bold commitment, move forward together. And as you might know, the partners that we look closely to and we work closely with have joined with us. If you're just coming in, come on their seats right up front. You can join us. Okay. So we have committed to supporting an additional 1.2 million smallholder farmers in Ghana to move out of subsistence farming into small commercial farming. What does that mean? What do we mean by that? We don't want to see these million farmers struggling hand to mouth. We want to see them planning, making business plans, buying the right types of crops and fertilizers and inputs, listening to the right latest weather reports, buying into crop insurance. Our vision for farming, we hope, is one you also see, which is linked to markets, linked to financial leaders. Oh, you still listening? Just to check. Okay, great. So we see this as a critical partnership with the government. The enabling environment, the policy environment, the sectoral growth, the desirability of investment into Ghana, as you know, is so critical to agriculture. So we continue to push and promote Africa beyond even the continental footprint that we have. AGRA, as you know, has been in Ghana since the beginning. The office here, I think, opened the same time as our office in Kenya. And while I was living here at the time, wondering who these people were, these AGRA people coming in to my home, saying they're going to make a transition and revolution in this continent. But we are growing up. We have rebranded. We hope you like our new logo. These are my favorite colors. No? So if you don't have it, it's on your book. You should have it. Because we said the revolution is in the next phase. You know, I learned this from some former revolutionaries. When you get older, you want to settle down a little bit from being revolutionary and move into investment strategies and business planning. And that's what we're doing as AGRA. Beyond the revolution to an ag transformation. And we really see these critical partnerships coming forward in each of the sectors. And you see, we talked about an increased focus on inclusive markets and trade. And this is something where we see a critical role for the youth across the continent and youth and women. Now, Ghana has always led the way in terms of gender, women leadership, women's empowerment. I remember a report that came out maybe 15 years ago. Ghana was top 5 in the world on opportunities for women. I don't think many people appreciate that. Top 5 in the world on opportunity. Yes, you can clap. Thank you. Now, I don't know if you've maintained that status. I have to go check the data. We're talking about data today. I have to go check the numbers. But anyway, fierce, wonderful, hardworking women across the country, I think, can lead the way in this sector. But we want the youth to be investing side by side with those of us who are starting to be over the hill. Huh? So hopefully my children will take over and be here next time, not me. Okay, so I just wanted to speak to the future for all of us. And the other element which is so critical for our board, for our partners, and for yourselves, of course, is making this transition from supply-driven agriculture to demand creation. So we're talking really about what's the future consumer trends? How do you have more nutritious, climate-smart foods? What can we see in terms of planting seeds, right, Regina, which give back to the earth while they produce for us? We don't want to be depleting our soils, isn't it, Aseta? If I've learned one thing, is we can be reinvesting in our soils so that we have something to grow. So this is something which is so critical for us and which comes through in our strategy, as you might see. But none of this can happen without every single one of you, all of you who are online, all of you who will read about this in the news tonight and tomorrow and going forward. So none of this is possible without the private sector. Nana, we're counting on you bringing your thousands of partners. And we're counting on each of you who are farmers in the room, bringing all of your networks. In fact, we even see the criticality of that public-private dialogue coming forward and coming through in the advocacy that we do. So these are the critical highlights, which I think you'll hear throughout the day. Now I'm stepping on the toes or standing on the shoulders of my betters, and I would like to appreciate this time, and thank you for welcoming me home.
Thank you very much. Please, another round of applause for Vanessa. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an introduction of Ghana's strategy. And to do that is a woman who has, over the past 2 to 3 decades, done a lot of impactful work in the development space. Please help me welcome the country manager for Ghana AGRA, Juliet Lampo Agro.
Thank you. I thought there was supposed to be some stairs there. Anyways. Good morning again. Allow me to welcome you once again to today's program. Honorable Yao Frimpong Addo, Deputy Minister, Minister of Food and Agriculture. Honorable Collison Tim, Deputy Minister, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. Madam Vanessa Adams, Vice President, Strategic Partnerships and Chief of Party, Piata. Our distinguished partners, Piata partners, stakeholders, farmers, AGRA colleagues, thank you for being here this morning. It's an honor to stand on behalf of the AGRA team to introduce the new strategy for Ghana for the next 5 years. Indeed, my work is pretty simple. My vice president has spoken a lot to the strategy. We'll be seeing the strategy play out in a video. You have copies of the strategy. So this is just, I'll keep it very short by way of introducing it. But let me acknowledge everybody in this room for having walked this journey with us. It's been 2 years of engaging, developing this strategy. We have consulted, repeated the consultations. I'm sure it got to a point of time people were tired of us. You're always calling us for consultation for the strategy. We validated, we socialized the strategy. But we're doing all this so that we can have alignment and also make sure that we have country ownership, to be sure that what we're going to be doing over the next 5 years is something we all agree that we're going to do together. So thank you for being with us on this journey. Indeed, Ghana has come pretty far in the journey of agricultural development. And it's good when we look at some of the statistics and when they say that Ghana is perhaps one of the most food secure countries in sub-Saharan Africa. You look at the statistics at a high level, it looks good, but we also still know that there are huge challenges. We know, for instance, that about 3.6 million people are food insecure. We know that only about 35% of Ghanaians are able to afford healthy diet. So there are issues. Just recent, I think last week or so, when the current inflation figures were released, whilst we're all expecting the trend we've had in the past 3-4 months of it going down, it's inched up a little bit again. And news, well, food inflation was driving the overall inflation. So for us working in the agric space, that is a call to action. That is not particularly good news, but it's a call to action. And we also know that in Ghana, we spend significantly high proportion of our incomes on food. So when food prices are high, then people are more vulnerable. We are pushed, a lot more people are being pushed into poverty and vulnerability. So there is work to be done. And that is why I believe we all agree that there is a need. It is actually time now for some transformation. A transformation for a more resilient, inclusive food system in Ghana. We need a systemic transformation that ensures that high quality, safe, nutritious, and affordable food, which is sustainably produced, is available to Ghanaians. We need a system that ensures that productive smallholders are adequately integrated into the value chains so that they can attract commensurate value for what they do. So they are incentivized to also go out there, spend money to buy the right kind of seed that is high yielding, that is climate adaptive. They are willing and able to buy and adopt and apply the right levels and types of fertilizers and all the practices that can improve productivity and hopefully help make food more affordable. A system that places agriculture at the fulcrum of Ghana's much needed inclusive economic transformation. So this is where AGRA's strategy for Ghana for the next 5 years comes in. We say we are looking at a strategy that catalyzes an inclusive transformation of Ghana's agri-food system. And by this strategy, as you will see in the details and you would read, we believe that by growing a competitive agro-processing in the country, the strategy will drive productivity, trade, and resilience of smallholder farmers whilst we are supporting livelihoods. This strategy aims to create an enabling environment that will enhance the competitiveness of SMEs in the agro-processing and value addition sector. So that we are also looking to enhance the resilience of raw material supply bases. We know the efforts that we have been making at industrialization in the sector. We have the one district, one factory that's supposed to link up with agriculture. And then there are the challenge of adequate supply of raw material. So there are gaps to be filled. And this strategy is looking to support in that direction. The planned interventions in the new strategy would aim to bridge the gap between production and post-harvest management. We're talking about agro-processing, value addition, marketing, and with interventions that include creating a BDS environment that ensure that SMEs can have access to that finance that we are always looking at. Make sure that the right types of seeds are available to farmers to use. There is sustainable and inclusive sourcing models that bring in the smallholder farmers. And this is aligned with Ghana's agricultural transformation that is required. We will continue to place priority on some value chains. So this new strategy will continue to work in the maize, rice, cassava, soybean, cowpea, groundnut, and vegetable value chains. You notice that vegetables was not part of our previous strategy. It's in there. There is a focus on making sure that our young people are engaged, job creation for the youth and women. And we are keeping our eyes on the end game. As was said by my vice president, we are looking over the next 5 years to support 1.2 million smallholder farmers to shift from subsistence production, subsistence agriculture, to market-oriented, diversified farming systems that will contribute to increased incomes and food security. So, this is an invitation for partnership. There is no single institution that can do this, not even government. So, we invite you to come with us on this journey as we deliver the transformation and the impact that is required. Let us do it together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Please, let's give her another round of applause. This journey is only possible if we do it together. If you look at the SDG goals, partnerships is very important. if you look at the pillars of sustainability, partnerships is very important. So we do it together. Nana and the private sector, you hold the hands of AGRA, then Honorable in team and Honorable Frimpong Ado, you hold the hands of AGRA, Chamber of Agribusiness, you hold the hands, our media friends here, you hold the hands, and we all work together. Because those of you listening across Africa, in Ghana, we say that if you take a single broom out of the lot, it can easily break. But if you have the bunch together, it can only bend, but it will never break. And it will always go back into equilibrium. So let's work together and move together. So we are going to see the Ghana video, and then we'll take some responses from some of the AGRA officers. Please enjoy this.
Sustainably growing Africa's food systems.
A round of applause for AGRA, ladies and gentlemen. I like the part that says AGRA will continue to be a friend of Ghana. Ghana, we are friendly people. We are very hospitable, the whole world. So if you are a friend, we will go the long haul with you, even if it means walking to you to space without you using rockets. So please, another round of applause for AGRA. At this point, I'm going to step down from the stage and engage some people who have been working actively to help us get the targets that we've set for ourselves. I'll start with a program officer of AGRA, Regina Richardson. I want to hear from her experiences and the expectations from the various business lines. Regina, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Kojo. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm happy to have this opportunity here this morning. I should face you. Okay. And permit me to stand on the protocols already established by my country manager, and also acknowledge August personalities in the room today, and also specifically talking to our implementing partners. We are happy to have you with us today. And as has already been indicated, we want to go the long haul, and we acknowledge that we can only do that successfully in partnerships. So today's theme for the launch of AGRA Strategy 3.0 is improving the competitiveness of agro-industries. And emerging markets and agro-industries can and will only achieve higher levels of success with increased productivity. As has been alluded to in the strategy, it seeks to respond to weaknesses in agricultural food systems by unlocking productivity and trade. But how do we unlock productivity? We need quality input to unlock productivity on farmers' fields. And by quality input with specific reference to quality seeds and quality fertilizers. So with support from the PIATA partners, as already indicated, we have worked with implementing partners, notably government, private sector, to enhance farmers' access to quality inputs even at the last mile. We've also supported in enhancing farmers' knowledge and awareness on improved varieties and appropriate agronomic practices to enable them achieve optimum yields. So together with partners, we have also worked to strengthen input distribution systems. Last year in July 2022, we had the opportunity to work with MOFA and key stakeholders in the seed industry to assess the state of the seed industry in Ghana. This work was carried out alongside other 10 African countries, and the result of the assessment informs AGRA's priority areas for investment in the seed industry going forward. And so, going forward, AGRA aims to contribute to building strong, efficient, and robust seed systems to give farmers access to appropriate, adaptable, and high-yielding, affordable varieties with climate-smart traits for sustainable farming practices. So together with PIATA partners, we will support MOFA to roll out a seed investment plan that will support government to We will also roll out investments that will contribute to 1, enhancing the seed policy environment by strengthening the institutional architecture for planning and coordination of the seed industry. 2, investments that will increase adoption and utilization of certified seeds by farmers. 3, investments that will ensure strengthening seed quality assurance, and also investments that will strengthen farmers' resilience through innovation and technology deployment of climate-smart varieties. But we will do all this in the context of sustainable farming practices. So we will roll out farming models like crop diversification, regenerative agriculture, that will enable smallholder farmers to achieve sustained yields, even in the face of the emerging climate threats. And once again, we invite you all to partner with us as we go along this journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regina. This is still the AGRA 3.0 strategy launch. It's coming from the Mövenpick Ambassador Hotel here in Accra. It's live on Joy News TV. And I can see the man who is arguably Ghana's and West Africa's #1 journalist when it comes to agric and sustainability, Mr. Joseph Opoku Gakpo of the Multimedia Group. Joseph, give us a wave. He looks very small like a seed, but when you plant it, you get a big fruit. That is the man, Joseph. And earlier this year, when Agri House Foundation organized a meeting with Queen Mothers to think about sustainable agriculture, land use and all that, there was one woman there who was very passionate. So I walked to Chris and I was like, who is this one? So, oh, it's Doctor. She works with AGRA. Doc, remember that event, right? At the Coconut Grove Hotel. So we are going to take Doc's experiences and expectations as well. Dr. Dorothy Efa.
Thank you, Kojo, and all protocols observed. AGRA is happy that you are all here with us on this special day. And I'm going to talk about policy and state capability as one of the areas that our new strategy is going to work, and we've been also working on that area. So what do we do under policy and state capability? We work with government to make sure that the necessary environments are provided for smallholder farmers to increase their production. All our aims to make sure that our country is food secured and farmers also increase their yields as well as their income. And what has AGRA been doing? As we've already known, AGRA worked in partnership. We don't do it alone. With our partners, we've been able to support the government of Ghana to enact policies, some which I'm going to mention, and then tell the way forward. Some of these strategies is Plant and Fertilizer Act. That's really way for private sector participation in seed production as well as fertilizer. And under that Plant and Fertilizer Act, that we work closely with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, specifically PPRSD, Plant Protection Regulatory Services, is able to come out with plant and fertilizer regulation. And we've still been working with them to come out. I think we are all aware what happened to our country recently with the crisis in Ukraine and the issue of fertilizer. So we work with them and come out organic fertilizer guidelines. And we are also working with the government strategy that we work together to make sure that we have fertilizer expansion program. And we are, as I mentioned, we were able to work with the government to come out with seed regulation. As I said, that paved way for private sector participation. And the ratification of the ECOWAS seed and fertilizer regulations. So now it's making it easy for us to import seeds from other from the sub-region, as well as some of our farmers, some of our implementing farmers that AGRA is supporting are now able, especially the seed producers, to send their seeds easily outside. And there's one interesting project that we've also involved. I think we all know about aflatoxins, and we are all scared about that. There used to be various interventions, but we work with STEPRI to come out with with national policy on aflatoxins. And in the same way, we also came out with a regulation. And this is something that we are really, really happy about that. And apart from that, we also involve Ghana Standard Authority with sensitization of the public on this issue of aflatoxins, which we are all scared about. And another area, I think the Vice President mentioned, that I'm also happy that work, because we all know the risky nature of agriculture. That is why the banks were even not prepared to give loans to farmers. So we work with National Insurance Commission to amend the Insurance Act and then included agricultural insurance. So now there's a law backing agricultural insurance. So we are looking forward to working with our partners to make sure that a lot of private people are involved in providing agricultural insurance to the farmers. And then we know agriculture, it involves a lot of sectors, not only MOFA, but different sectors. So we work with MOFA as a lead and supported them to come out with the Food and Agriculture Sector Policy 3, that is first step. We reviewed and then we supported them to come out with that. Apart from that also, we supported the government in development of flagships. I think Planting for Food, AGRA supported the development of the strategy for that. And then also a strategy for rallying for food and job. And there's another strategy. I'm happy Honorable Collins team is here. We started working on it together. That is a strategy for PED, Planting for Exports and Rural Development. And we are happy that today, due to the success of the strategy, we've been able as a country have got the Tree Crop Development Authority. And this came out from the strategy that AGRA supported. And Honorable Collins, I'm happy you are here, and we are great that we work together with you. And it will also interest you to know that we work with the government and then come out with agricultural sector institutional capacity plan, which we are going to work on that. We've got the plan. So what do we do? So under the new strategy, what are we going to do? We are going to strengthen institutional capacity to provide the enabling environment. And so we will still continue to build the capacity at the interministerial coordination, because as I said, agriculture is not MOFA. And then we are also going to, my country manager mentioned that our entry point is agro-processing. So we are going to look at policies and strategies that will support agro-processing. And then the last one that I want to share is that we are also going to support the development of agricultural insurance fund. We know that agricultural insurance is very critical. We said it in the northern part of the country. It will interest you to know that we insured 5,000 farmers, and then over 4,000 lost their farms through flood. And therefore, there's the need for the government to come in for the establishment of the fund to make sure that private sector is that. So thank you very much, and look forward to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for Doc and Regina, importantly for AGRA, for the work they are doing. Now, because I'm the MC, and I'm also a farmer, I think I have some liberties to change the program around a bit So, ladies and gentlemen, you have the programs in front of you, but I'm going to tweak it a bit to make everything functional. Sometimes you want to spray the farm and it starts raining, so you stop, right? And then you spray later so that you don't lose your input. So I'm turning the program around a bit. But on the Agric Insurance, it's important to also mention that the business I work with, we took Agric Insurance also for our farmers from the Ghana Agric Insurance pool, and it helped us a lot. And now I know that a lot of the mainstream insurance companies are partnering other institutions to have their own insurance. So it's going to give a boost to the agric space. Now we have the Honorable Augustine Collinson team, who is the Deputy Minister for Local Government here. We also have the Deputy Minister for Agric here. I don't want to expose them, but tomorrow is Thursday, and usually Thursdays there are cabinet meetings. And these two ministries are the ones that are driving a lot of things in the country now, so they may have to leave us to prepare for that. I'm not exposing you, Honorable, but I have to say it small. I don't even want to say that you are going to talk about the revitalization and rural development of the current economic strategy to... Yes, please put your hands together for Honorable Collinson team and welcome him as he comes to give us an address.
Thank you so much. What you didn't add is that I'm also a member of Parliament for Ofinsu North. Very important. Yeah, thank you so much. Madam Vanessa, the Vice President, Strategic Partnership at COP Piata AGRA, distinguished directors and officers from the AGRA fraternity, the Honorable Deputy Minister, my colleague, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I bring you special greetings from the Honorable Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, His Honor Daniel Bochi, and also to thank the organizers of this program, AGRA, Ghana, for staging this program, coming out with a strategic document that is going to shepherd their work then for the next 5 years, and then giving me an invitation, the opportunity to come and be part of it, and also the opportunity to also make some few remarks. I am so much happy about that. I want to put on record that I am so much happy about the enormous contribution made over the years by AGRA when it comes to agriculture and its development. We now have a president who is so much eager, passionate, and anxious to use agriculture as a tool for rural development. And the support given by AGRA is so amazing, and we appreciate that. But the governance agriculture of this country, policies, programs, initiatives for agriculture emanate from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, but it is being implemented at the district. That's where local government comes in. So that to ensure policy, free flow of policy formulation and implementation at the district level. And over the years, for the past 6 years, we have had amazing collaborative work in the implementation of government programs such as the planting for food and jobs, the planting for export and rural development, modernization for agriculture in Ghana, the Ghana Productive Net programs. All these are programs tailor-made to address the key challenges confronting Ghanaian farmers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me put on record one key strategic partnership between the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has to do with the implementation of the planting for export and the rural development. It's a decentralized national tree crop program. And I keep saying that it is one of the best 3 legacies that this government, the government of Nana Addo Dankwa, is going to bequeath to the next. You know, when we talk about agriculture economy in Ghana, that has always been cuckoo. His Excellency the President thinks that is not good enough. We need to diversify. So we came out with this planting for export and rural development as a tool to bring on board 6 major agricultural tree crops, so that in the event that we have challenges with the cocoa, at least we can also rely on these 6 crops. And the objective of it is to raise it to the level akin to that of cocoa. And the crops includes, we have the cashew, we have the mango, we have the shea, we have the coconut, we have the oil palm, we have rubber and coffee. And depending on the ecology of the area and the social dynamics, the district assemblies are supposed to raise seedlings. You know, we're talking about agriculture, 2 things. The quality of seeds and seedlings and extension services. This has been a major problem for the Ghanaian farmers. So the program seeks to address that gap, providing on-farm support by way of seedlings and other extension services to them. So every Ghanaian farmer will be able to have access to that. And interestingly, to date, we have managed to validate 98 districts in Ghana who are into cashew productions. Cashew, 98 districts, from the transitional zones of Ashanti region, my constituency of Fensu North through Ejura, to all that is being validated for cashew. We've validated 30 districts for mango. We have validated 40 districts for coconut. We have validated 15 districts for rubber and coffee, and then 30 districts, so that every district, the rural district, has something to do. And interestingly, we did all these things through an institutional mechanism we call the DCAT, because we give targets to the chief executives to be able to raise seedlings. And the overall target is to reach out to 1 million farmers to be able to cultivate just 1 hectare, 1 million farmers. So that was the target given to the chief executives, and they did that effectively. Madam Vice President, we had the privilege and the support of AGRA, as Dr. Dorothy said, through the formulation of the DCAT systems and all that. The DCAT was an institutional mechanism to spearhead the planting for export and rural development. And it's also the depository of data of all this initiative, government agriculture, happening within the district. So that if the chief executive somewhere is talking about the quantum of seedlings is raised, the number of farmers he supported, it's not just going to be a hypothetical thing. It is something that is verifiable. And because it's web-based, it's also there for investor decision-making process and all that. And we did that with the active support of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and then AGRA. And it is a wonderful piece of support. I keep saying that it's something that will go into the archive, the history of Ghana, in far as AGRA's support is concerned. I am also happy as we launch this AGRA 3 strategic projects for the next 5 years. I've gone through the pieces of all that. I'm happy because it is consistent with the government transformational agenda, making sure that we have food sufficiencies and all that. It's also consistent with the visions of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture as well as local government, using agriculture as a tool to revamp the rural economy. That's why, as a Ministry of Local Government, we are so much passionate about it. We are concerned. We believe that agriculture remains the single tool to address the critical challenges of poverty confronting our poor and vulnerable farmers and all that. And we are working collaboratively with all the state agencies, particularly the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, to ensure that. And AGRA, we continue to count on your support as you implement it, because every government interventions and programs eventually finds expression at the district level where implementation occurs. For that matter, to ensure coordinated approach and effort to maximize the output, maximize the benefits of the program, there's the need to continue to engage ourselves and then work together. And I can assure you that my honorable minister is ever ready to accept or give you all the necessary support and accept any intervention, the strategy that is going to ensure successful implementation of this strategy. I want to thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my honorable Deputy Minister, for giving the opportunity to make these small remarks. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Collins Intim. Please, a round of applause for him. You know, earlier I wanted to introduce his constituency, but I felt that if I did, I'll talk, I won't stop. Because his constituency is one of the leading constituencies for Agric. Over 30,000 people engage in Agric. 40% of the whole district revenue is from Agric. They produce cassava, they produce a lot of rice. But there's an expression in Chi that's it's our grace is abundant as the source of the Commandant Chief, because they produce so much tomato. Even if you are thirsty, you are not giving water, you are giving juicy tomato to chew, to get refreshment. Thank you, Honorable, for the remark. We are still live on Joy News, on YouTube, on Facebook, and also live on TV. If you are watching us, please share so that others can see what is happening with the AGRA 3.0 strategy launch. We are going to have the Deputy Agric Minister speak, but before he comes, I'll let Honorable Collins catch his breath, and for them to also have their last conversations before Honorable Collins leaves. I want to invite the most influential young Ghanaian. Yes, she is the most influential young Ghanaian. All of us agree that we agree that she's also a climate vulnerable forum ambassador for the youth. She's traveled the world to use the power of poetry to change mindsets and to get we the adults to do right for the planet and for the future generation. To give us a very, very, very awesome performance, let's welcome my dear little sister, Nakiat Dramani Sam, to come and give us a poetry performance.
Good morning, everyone. Salam alaikum. Mimahum yinara achi. Inde yenyijeda. Inde yada kase ma ekwafu yinara. Osande Agra's country strategy. Why you wanazini bio? Abazina waye obi bebisa. Waba the war babobwa ekwafo. Ghana's agricultural sector accounts for 20% of the country's GDP. Agriculture employs 41.9% of the workforce in Ghana, and it also serves as the primary source of livelihood for the poorest households in Ghana. For I dare say that Agra's country strategy, when the wait is long, you are strong. When the rains from the heaven are pouring down, and the rays of the sun are breaking through the clouds, and when the birds are singing out loud, and while the rainbow appears and spreads all around you, they are showing colors for you. O Sunday, whom is in Kunyim Dado? Fight, for I see success is near. I see you stand tall like the mighty oak tree. Your strength and energy amazes us, for your branches spans the sky. Our noble farmers keep soaring and soar higher. For Agra's country strategy, I would like to say, you never idle. You wobble into the sky's feather as you tame hearts forever with the soothing melodies ever from the flute of a nightingale, constantly changing notes that sends hearts to solace. Agra's country strategy, your personality is still evolving. Your tenacity cannot be mistaken for revolutionarism. Awan were your kora, what faza was a chair or man. O Sunday, one kuma funi or chedi ampon yankopon. As the eagle does, you train your people on above the thick clouds. Clouds that define progress, growth, excellence, and true professionalism. To the hawks I mean your competitors. You embrace them all and set them on heights, yet they cannot endure. Henceforth, you evolve out of season, and you are a beacon of inspiration, flying across continents and beyond. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the phenomenal Nakiat Dramani Sam. Another round of applause for her. I can see Nakiat using poetry to convert a lot of the people in her generation and even those in my generation to go into Agric, because Agric is the surest way for us to eat, for us to produce the medication we need, for us to produce the clothing we need, for us to produce a lot of the things we need. Nakiat, congrats to you and thank you for this wonderful performance. At this point, I'd like to invite our keynote speaker. I still have the right as MC to change the program. He is the Honorable Deputy Minister for Crops for the Ministry of Agric. He is the MP for Mansour Dubia, a district known for agric and also for mining. Encountered him on many occasions, and I think that if there is any man who is passionate about agric, he's one of the people. Not a minister in an office, he's a minister on the ground. I've been working on the Economic Enclaves project by the government of Ghana under Ghana Cares, and he's one of our supervising ministers. And when he gets on the field, like I said earlier, we are 32, 35, we walk small and we are tired. This man will walk all around the field, take notes, give us input, and these are the leaders we need to get any strategy to work. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome our keynote speaker, Honorable Yao Frimpong Ado, Deputy Minister for Agric Crops, to give us the keynote address.
Yeah, Kojo, thank you so much. I am going to stand on all existing protocols. We have a lot to do today. But before I start, when I entered this room, I sighted a lot of familiar faces. And all these faces are connected to agriculture, one way or the other. And that gives me hope, so much hope, that with the guidance of the Almighty God and with AGRA as an everlasting partner and their partners, Ghana is going to be the hope of the sub-region when it comes to food security. We are going to continue to feed our neighboring countries, because with this kind of commitment and collaboration and partnerships, I think there's so much hope for the future. So I thank everybody for being here. And once again, I say welcome. Good morning to you all. And to also add that my minister, who was just about 8 weeks in the ministry, was so much eager to be here this morning, because everything was prepared for him to come. I was going to come here just as an invited guest, like all of you, but not as somebody who's going to give the keynote address. And then he was called, the politician as usual. at the last hour to be somewhere. So he said, well, already you'll be going there, so read this speech on my behalf. So the speech I'm going to read is that of my minister, Dr. Brian Echampong. So the content is for him, but any slip is for me. So I'm still going to stand on the existing protocols and continue with the reading of my minister's speech. I am delighted to be associated with the launch of the AGRA Strategy 2023-2027, branded AGRA 3.0. In fact, this 3.0 brings to mind what is coming out of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. And very soon you'll be hearing the PFJ 2.0. Maybe we took it from AGRA. Maybe we took it from AGRA. Yeah, I note with interest that the strategic document, which is designed to guide the operations of AGRA in Ghana over the next 5 years, is being launched under the theme Improving the Competitiveness of Agro-Industries in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, since 2017, AGRA has been a formidable partner in Ghana's effort to transform agriculture. During this period, over $60 million has been invested in several aspects of agriculture, particularly in areas of policy, processes, seeds, markets, and soil health. Ladies and gentlemen, it has to be further and specifically acknowledged that AGRA's support during the period under review has been in the area of development of the PFJ, RFJ, and the PERD. My senior colleague, Honorable Collins, in team, defined all the acronyms. So I'm not going to bother you with the acronyms yet. But the PFJ, RFJ, and the PERD strategic plans. The latter evolved to be the Tree Crop Development Authority, which AGRA is continuing to support. Number two, development of a 5-year between 2019 and 2023 strategic plan for the Ghana Fertilizer Expansion Program, which Dr. clearly alluded to. The review of the Food and Agriculture Sector and Development Policy, FASDEP 2, and the development of the FASDEP 3. They didn't end there. The development of aflatoxins policy and legislation. Then, breeding of improved seeds and certified seed growers. Ladies and gentlemen, also under the partnership of Inclusive Agriculture Transformation of Africa, PIATA, funded by USAID, AGRA achieved a lot. Some of the achievements include: 1, support for the production of 16.6 metric tons of breeder seed, 236 metric tons of foundation seed, and 8,268 metric tons of certified seeds of target crops such as maize, soya, cowpea, and granules, disseminated to farmers. All this information was disseminated to farmers. Then 2, training of 753 retail agro dealers, 1,028 community-based advisors to support farmers with last mile input supply and extension services. 3, 47,024 metric tons of fertilizers sold to farmers through agro-dealer networks. Number 5, support to government to digitize fertilizer registration and quality control processes. Number 6, support of a pilot farm insurance which led to 11,440 smallholder farmers being insured against crop losses, with 4,995 farmers receiving payouts. Again, support to companies that now supply 48% of seed requirements under the PFJ, compared to 10% before AGRA's intervention. In fact, this one needs a big applause. But they took us from 10% to 48%, and that is remarkable. Then, last but not the least, support to local production of maize hybrid seed, which has increased to 33% of demand. We still have reduction in distance to access inputs from 24 kilometers to 9 kilometers in AGRA-focused areas. And this one, I can attest to it because I've seen it myself, especially in the north where farmers trek a lot. They've reduced the trekking distance, access to their inputs, from 24 kilometers to 9 kilometers. AGRA, Ayiko. Then support to the initiative to introduce fertilizer blends to the PFJ subsidy program. Ladies and gentlemen, it is little wonder USAID approved more funding for AGRA to continue with the good works they've been doing. On the theme for the celebration, that is focusing on competitiveness of agro-industries, my take is that it is exceedingly relevant considering that it highlights the strategic importance of linking agriculture to industry as a catalyst for national development. The focus of the new strategy on the theme is therefore opposite, and this is big English, and signals AGRA's sensitivity to delivering enduring solutions to transforming Ghana's agriculture. On account of this, the government embraces AGRA 3.0 with a goal to catalyze an inclusive transformation of the Ghanaian agriculture and food system through a competitive agro-processing industry that drives farmer productivity, jobs creation, and resilience. It is equally refreshing to know that the strategy is anchored to 4 mutually reinforcing objectives, which are 1. Strengthening institutional capacity for an enabling environment for the transformation of the agro-food systems. 2. Enhance the competitiveness of SMEs in agro-processing and value addition to create shared value. 3. Strengthen resilience of raw material supply chains for inclusive agro-processing subsector. And 4. Enhance youth and women inclusiveness, capacity, and participation in Ghana's agricultural transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also my understanding that 7 pathways will be used to deliver these objectives and will build on the successes of the work of government, AGRA, and other stakeholders. The pathways are seed systems, sustainable farming, inclusive markets and trade, policy and state capability, climate change resilience, nutrition and inclusivity, into brackets, they say women and the youth. So, ladies and gentlemen, turning our focus to agro-industry affirms the government's one district, one factory agenda, which is a necessary complement to the planting for food and jobs, now entering a new phase known as PFJ 2.0. This is a new policy direction which promises to intensify the use of the value chain approach to address bottlenecks limiting the accelerated development of agriculture. The PFJ 2.0 targets 11 selected commodities and will intensify private sector participation in developing the selected commodity value chains. Achieving competitiveness in agro-industry has enormous benefits to the economy. It will reduce the cyclical nature of agricultural commodity prices, reduce high post-harvest losses estimated at about 30%, create jobs, and increase rural incomes. It will also boost exports, benefiting from the unlimited after opportunities that abound and contribute to our vision of Ghana beyond aid. In fact, the after opportunities, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Hopefully, the execution of this strategy by AGRA will improve the country's food security status and resilience, increase incomes for some 1.2 million smallholder farmer households, and open up opportunities for many who want to venture into farming. Ladies and gentlemen, from the foregoing, Mr. Chairman, the AGRA 3.0 is clearly in line with the government of Ghana's agricultural agenda and bound to contribute significantly to the vision of the ministry, which is a modernized agriculture culminating in a of AGRA 3.0. As is often said, government has no business doing business. Our role, together with our development partners, is to provide the necessary public infrastructure, create the enabling environment by ensuring the right policies and services are in place, and also to build capacity where necessary to unlock the potential of the private sector to invest and create wealth for all. We are confident that the private sector will partner government effectively and leverage on the investments and policies geared towards increasing investment in the agriculture sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to formally notify all that AGRA Strategy 2023 to 2027 marks a new dawn. The launch and stakeholder engagement on the strategy also affords us the opportunity to understand what it provides and the roles of stakeholders. As partners in the sector, we have worked with AGRA over the years. I have no doubt that we will all continue to partner with AGRA and move forward to achieve the agriculture transformation of our country. On this note, it is my singular honor and privilege to declare the AGRA Strategy 3.0 duly launched. I thank you all for your attention and look forward to working on the implementation of the strategy. Long live AGRA, long live Ghana. Thank you. God bless you all.
Dom sasre kusi anansi mononfo anansi mononfo anansi mononfo anansi mononfo anansi oh biae ae anansi mononfo anansi
A round of applause for the Honorable Minister. And thank you, Kwampa, for that song, taking us to our culture and the call to action to farm. And for those who watched online, when the mic went off, I'll summarize what the minister said there. He said that the government will continue to partner AGRA to deliver value to Ghanaians and all humanity. Thank you very much, sir. Another round of applause for... In my other life, when I was a musician, I would have sung for you. This is the day 5 million Ghanaians will go to the farm. The minister says we should work together and till the land. We will be happy, we'll hold our cutlass and our hoes. We will use AI and technology to farm sustainably. Thank you, Honorable Minister. We are so proud of you and the work you do, and also to your minister, the Honorable Brian Echampong. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a collaborative work, so I'll step down the stage again and pick just a few more thoughts and expectations. And then you all help us unveil the AGRA 3.0 strategy launch. I'll do this quickly so that we'll see the launch and have a great time interacting to see how we are going to work together to get us there. We have a friend also from the West Africa market, the Agric market leads for West Africa, Anthony Ngozi from AGRA. I want to go down to him and get his experiences and expectations from the business and what he hopes we get to do together. Anthony.
Thank you very much, Kojo. I want to speak standing on the protocols already established. This morning I want to talk very briefly about AGRA's journey in agricultural market development. First and foremost, AGRA exists to make farming profitable for farmers and other actors. So we see markets as very important and central to all our investments because markets actually drive innovation uptake, they facilitate input financing, and so all our activities start from the market and end at the market. Now, I will summarize our journey with 3 S's. During the first 10 years of our strategy, it was about stimulating agricultural markets. And we did this by linking farmer organizations to off-takers and also really helping farmers to improve their crop quality to get better prices. And finally, we help them to reduce transaction costs through collective action. That was the first strategy, the first 10 years. Then the second strategy, which was AGRA 2.0, during the last 5 years, it was about the second S, scale. And here we really established a lot of agribusiness consortia that were used to facilitate the coordination of actors within the agricultural subsystems. And these, I'm talking about the seed systems, the market systems, the soil health, the agro-dealer systems, agri-finance systems, all in a bid to achieve economies of scale, to really benefit from the synergies that one gets from integrating these subsystems. And also, we're able to de-risk investments by bringing together all these actors. So, in the first strategy, we really did a lot of direct grants. The second strategy, we did a lot of cost share and risk-sharing mechanisms. Now, going forward, we are going into the third S, and it will be about sustaining markets. And here we want to strengthen the sustainability of commodity markets by investing a lot in the actors that provide services into the ecosystem. These are the business development providers, etc. So it is really a lot of support to the system change enablers. And we'll be also doing a bit of scaling up, building on the last strategy and looking at what were the lessons we can implement going forward. And we will enhance the predictability and efficiency of markets using platforms and investing into the enabling environment. Now, I'll end by speaking to the theme of AGRA Ghana's 2030 strategy, which is improving the competitiveness of agro-industries. Now, you all agree with me that despite Ghana's recent GDP growth, very good GDP growth, the country experienced low structural transformation. And by structural transformation, just talking about the movement of labor from low productivity to higher productivity employment. And it will interest you to know that the average labor productivity in the manufacturing sector is 6 times higher than that of agriculture. And it is 3 times higher than that of the service industry. However, in Ghana, the transition has been mostly from the ag sector directly to the service sector, which is not as high. And that's where we have been losing out. So Ghana's share manufacturing is well below the benchmark of middle-income countries. Now, structural transformation is really important if we want economic growth that reduces poverty, growth that creates jobs, and growth that reduces inequality. So, agro-industrialization through our entry point in Ghana is really a viable option to realize the much-needed structural transformation and sustainable development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anthony. We are going to hear from some of our stakeholders. We've heard from policy, we've heard from AGRA, we've heard from other people, but we have farmers we work with. We have value chain actors we work with. So we are basically going to take some quick words and goodwill messages from them. And right after that, the band Kwanpa has a special song composed for AGRA. They'll sing that song, and then we will officially unveil the strategy 3.0. So Millicent, I'm coming to you for you to just tell us who you are and give us your goodwill message. Ladies and gentlemen, Millicent Adoboy, Millie.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ghana. And my Kenyan family, Habari. Thank you so much. All protocols observed. My name is Millicent Adoboy. I'm the Deputy CEO of Achiever Foods Limited and the co-founder. I'm a Generation Africa Impact Award winner and a food scientist. Thank you. In 2016, I almost died due to iron deficiency anemia. This malnutrition disease compelled me to quit my job. During this trauma, we discovered an indigenous climate adaptive plant called turkey berries. In Ghana, it's locally called abedru or kweunsuswa. When we added this to my meals, it helped to improve my nutrition and recovery. I'm a food scientist. My husband, who is just behind me, is a chemist. We began to research into the plant, and we discovered that it contained essential micronutrients that can help not only Ghanaians, people in Africa, and the globe at large. So we processed these turkey berries into shelf-stable teas, juices, cereal mix powders, and jams. But the issue with the turkey berries is it's highly perishable, and many farmers did not want to cultivate it. So we trained them, brought their interest into growing the turkey berries. And today we have 50 women smallholder farmers who are working with us. In 2020, AGRA started an initiative to promote agripreneurs. And then we got into the Go-Getters competition. And we won an Africa Impact Award for helping to improve the nutrition of 400 pregnant mothers in Ghana. And then through that, AGRA also gave visibility to our brand, Daliha. and it enhanced the marketability of our products, and we're able to sell in Angola, in Sierra Leone, and today I am glad to say that we've started exporting to the United States of America. And I want to say a very big thank you to AGRA. We have also been able to employ 16 youth in our agribusiness. Thank you so much, AGRA, for this great opportunity you've given us at Achiever Foods Limited. We continue to count on your support and all partners to help us scale our business, continue to meet the demand, improve healthy nutrition, improve food security, reduce post-harvest losses, and also ensure that Africa is able to feed itself, feed the globe at large. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Millicent. And let me hold this. So this is the turkey berry tea, Daliha turkey berry tea. And Millicent's business has been enabled by AGRA. I think you and your husband should get up for everybody to see your faces. Nice. Just this weekend, I was talking to a farmer friend of mine, and he was like, he needs turkey berries to buy for something he's put. I said, we can't grow it all. It's grown by the birds. But you are telling me you have outgrowers who grow it, so I'll recommend him to you so that you expand your network and supply him. Thank you very much, Millicent. I saw my friend Ebo Rice Graham from Hopeline Institute, one of the key guys behind Ghana Rice. He's also a man called God is my Baba because his hair never grows. Ebo, please give us a wave. Ebo, give us a wave. I was going to let him speak, but Nanama is here, so I will let Nanama speak for us. Nanama is from the John Kufuor Foundation. She is Lady Ghana Rice. She has rice for breakfast, rice for lunch, rice for dinner. And sometimes when she sleeps and she wakes up and she's getting hungry again, she'll just roast rice and eat. Nanama Opondia, Nana, talk to us.
Thank you very much. We worked with AGRA as a consortium. So I worked with Hopeline, we worked with MOFA as well, two seed companies, one in Kumasi and one in the Volta region. We worked on the PPP rice program, and we were able to chalk a few successes, and we are hoping that we can expand and scale up, like Anthony was saying in 3.0 strategy. Some of the things we were able to do, I'm sure you had together with Kojo, we worked on the Eats Ghana promo. There was a lot of noise on eating rice grown in Ghana, and it increased the demand for the Ghana rice. I think we made a lot of noise, and that really helped. The challenge then was that we were not able to meet all the demand that was we had pepped up. So we're hoping that we can work with AGRA in this phase, next phase, to further increase the quantity of rice that is grown in the country. We're also able to get the exporters to come into the Ghana rice space. So we, together with the consortium members, we worked with the Ministry of Agriculture to be able to get the exporters to take a quota, part or portions of their rice from the Ghana rice farmers. And this was very good. So they were not able to get their certificates to import rice until they got a quota from the local rice that was grown. Apart from that, we also grew our farmer base for the rice farmers. Ghana Rice Interprofessional Body, for example, grew from a membership of about 9,000 farmers to about 70,000 farmers across the country. And then building seed systems through the seed companies that we worked with. We are expecting that in the 3.0, we'll be able to get some support, especially in mechanization and also seed input credit systems to increase the production, because we've been able to get a lot of people, including Kojo, to go into rice production. But I think we still haven't gotten there yet. We still need a lot more to be done to increase the quantities. We are not able to provide all the rice that is required in the country. So I think that we expect to work with you on that to be able to expand production, improve post-harvest, and do more in 3.0. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nanama. I will talk to Abiba, Madam Abiba Ibrahim. Abiba, where are you? Yes, Abiba is here.
Pacho, a friend Abiba Ibrahim, because I feel I know, but needy kind medical in Aquaba. See, I wish you her. Pacho me a mukueni, me door emu, but the first near door a movie, and no, na intimate moy, but Agra a buy any dear, young who say a beboy pa. Ah, and no send a first old dog, Cacrebi and Ubenyano. See, our dog a crabby and Ubenyanic chain, first diano. Nti near Becan say, Betty Casre Agra phone say, Abba Papana omo the brain, Omunguswanya de, and rare more. Na intimi MY. To say, see, I send a economy. The Mikasa Agra rice by Amwamia, no more chat, Yamensro. So say, me mammy and sub Bomuko school, and Yamuno at Daruma. And Kebin Mitranfi. And see, and the Samidi Agra one dance here or her. Sa Agra rice for you, penny for you or her. Where your mother or Mumway, no Mumay, Abba Panibi, Nen Cosso, more and my Madamina as.
Thank you very much. I'm going to do a quick translation. So, Madam Abiba is from. Madam Abiba is from Enyinam in the Tiwa East constituency. She's a rice farmer, and she says that before they got the AGRA rice seeds, their yields were very bad and they were not making money. Now, when they got the improved seeds, their yields improved, and she's been able to make enough money to take care of her 3 children through school. What she expects from AGRA is to continue your support in the space, continue supporting research into improved seeds and supply of improved seeds so that they can continue to be sustainable farmers who can take care of their families and the nutritional needs of the country. Please, a round of applause for Madam Abiba. I'll take a final one and then we'll move on with the rest of the program. I want to talk to Mavis. Mavis Mamley. Mavis, where are you? Yes, Mavis is here.
Me pacho send ya me de Mavis Mamule me free at what me emu kwe ni ami wo at East. Send ya me nua no e kan ye no. Emu no ba ya brabom no aboa ye bebre ye ka say emu ya na ye boa. Ene etimi ma ye tua ye bills, ye tua ye ma school fees ne de keka ho. Nti ye beda Agra Ghana ase. Ni aka chiro mo say ye shiro mo. Omo modern moaye. Ewo seed no send ye be ya ye betima aso aye adwuma because first no na seed ba ko na ye de adwuma ne na emoa wo ya wo boka but we na ye de ba ye no e ma ye nyamfa so bebre e ma adwuma na ye no e koso yie e ma ye nyamfa so bebre e de boa ye busua nti ye da Agra Ghana ase pa se abeso ye mu na ama enuoma ekoyi e ma ye da mase.
Thank you, Mavis. Mavis is also from Etiwa East, and she's also a rice farmer. And she reinforces what Madam Abiba said. She said that the seeds have helped them really become profitable farmers. They are getting better yields, they are making better money, and they want AGRA to continue doing the great job you are doing in that particular sector to support farmers. You know, some time ago, if you said local rice, people will say, oh, Ghana rice, and yet local rice is not nice. Then you got all these varieties and all these improved seeds. Now local rice, Ghana rice is feeding Ghana. And in fact, in Etiwa East, I know 2 young men who make rice wine. So they take rice from the farmers and produce rice wine, which is also really, really nice. So thank you all very much. Madam Mamley, please, a round of applause for her. We are still live on Joy News TV, and we are just about wrapping up for today. But there's a very, very important partner I want us to hear from before we unveil the strategy. And that partner is KFW. We have the program manager for KFW, Mr. Kofi Atta Ejapon here. Please, let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you, Koju. Good morning, Vice President. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Something happened in Nairobi, to be precise, 27 February 2018. The German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, BMZ, entered into a strategic partnership with AGRA to resolve 4 key issues in partnership. They were not only words, but Germany put 10 million euro resources for AGRA to do this strategic work. Number 1, to increase productivity. 2, combat hunger. And 3, create jobs. And finally, raise incomes of 1.2 million smallholders in Burkina Faso and in Ghana. The testimonies we are hearing, at least in this room, at least points to the fact that these strategic objectives have been achieved. And I want us to applaud AGRA for the collective work. I must say this was also in response to BMZ's special initiative, which we call One World, No Hunger. So that is more at the strategy level. At the boardroom level, I've personally engaged working in close collaboration with AGRA under the Partnership for Inclusive Agricultural Transformation in Africa, where we put our ideas together and see how we address structural poverty and enhance incomes. At the operational level, German Development Corporation, working through KfW, has a facility that supports sustainable agricultural financing. In fact, there's a package we called Agro and Value Chain Funds. It's a 52 million euro facility. And what it does is to make funds available for medium to long-term investments in the agricultural land space. What do we mean? The standard banking products would only offer loans up to maximum 24 months. Typical investment in the agriculture sector will need resources beyond 24 months. Now, the banks, what they have currently, even if they have anything at all at this time in our struggle, cannot finance term investment. So there's a mismatch. So what this facility seeks to do is to make funds available so that anybody who wants to invest sustainably and profitably in the food system can borrow this money and do the right investment. We've piloted this in the rubber and the oil palm, and it's a big success. We're happy to know that together with AGRA, we piloted some initiative in the rice sector. And hearing from the Minister of Food and Agriculture with the enhanced PFJ, where rice has become a strategic national crop, I think we are ready to join hands and co-create the future that we are looking for. Once again, we want to thank AGRA for this wonderful initiative. I've personally enjoyed good cooperation with the country manager, your policy advisors, Bashiru. As I named them, that should give you an indication of how far we have come together. We want to congratulate you for the good work you are doing. We don't know how you manage. We do the financing. But we know AGRA has the strength to do the politics, do the paperwork, and still work with the farmers. It's amazing. I want to congratulate you for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, another round of applause for him. We are going to co-create the... I think that's the highlight of the message I got from KFW. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those in here, those watching on TV, we've come to a very important part of the program. You've heard highlights from the Strategy 3.0. You've heard the support messages and the impact that has been made. Teki Berry, Akwaba. Eat Ghana rice, Akwaba. Etiwa East for Akwaba. When you go, say hello to Honorable Abno, say sorry for us. Now it's time for us to see and unveil the strategy. But before we do that, there's a special song prepared by this awesome special band here for AGRA. They are going to perform the song. And after that, I will invite these people to join me to do the unveiling. So let me call out the names so that we all get ready for the unveiling. I would invite the Deputy Minister of Agric to join us to cut. Vanessa, you will join as well. Kofi from KFW, you will join as well. And we'll also have Lionel join as well. And Madam Juliet, you also join for us to cut. And we also have, I'll go over the names again. And then we'll get all the team to help us join. So are you ready for the music? I'm not getting, wait. I'm not getting the, are you ready for the AGRA song? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Pampa, please take us away.
So we have titled this song, It's an African AGRA is here. And we know that AGRA has been with us for some time, but as we launch this strategic plan, we say AGRA is here. We believe that AGRA is the answer or part of the answer to the major agriculture challenges in Africa. So let's do AGRA is here. We want to do the song with you. So please, we love your voice as it is. Join us, let's do this. AGRA, 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 very simple. Join us, do that chorus. AGRA, AGRA, every one of you. AGRA, AGRA, I want to hear you alone one more time. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. We are ready to deliver. We are ready to help. Oh, AGRA is here. With your support, we can achieve a resilient agri-food system, booming our economy, making everyone happy for a better world. Bridging the gap from production to post-harvest, agro-processing, value addition, and marketing. AGRA, 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 we want to say thank you. AGRA, AGRA, every one of you sing with us. AGRA, AGRA, let's take it again. We are ready to deliver. We are ready to help. Oh, AGRA is here. With your support, we can achieve a resilient agri-food system, booming our economy, making everyone happy for a better world. Bridging the gap from production to post-harvest, agro-processing, value addition, and marketing. AGRA, 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 we want to say thank you. AGRA, 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 yes, Kobe me kwampa. AGRA, 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 AGRA. Let's do the last verse. Listen to it. We are ready to deliver. We are ready to help. Oh, AGRA is here. With your support, we can achieve. End hunger, eat healthy, and change. We'll do better. Bridging the gap from production to post-harvest, agro-processing, value, and marketing. Kwampa Yenkwe, Agra, Agra, we want to say thank you, Agra, Now let me hear only you for the final time, everybody. One more time. Thank you.
One more time.
Wow, what's the apacha dance? What's the apacha dance? Let's all copy the dance. Let's copy the dance. Get up. Let's copy the dance. Flap your arms like a bird. Flap your arms like a bird. Wow, I love this. Woo! We want to say thank you.
Wow. Please put your hands together once again for Kwampa. And Kwampa, I'm warning you and threatening you. Whenever you go for events, add this song to your set list. When you go for people's birthday, funeral, whatever, sing this song. Because it's a message to the world about the work AGRA is doing. If we don't eat, we can't dance Agbaja. If you don't eat, you can't sing. If you don't do it, I'll steal your keyboard. Thank you very much. So now we are going to unveil. I mentioned the names of the people who are going to help us unveil, but Carries from USAID is here. Key partners for AGRA, please put your hands together for USAID. So Carries, you join us as well. I think Kwampa should play whilst we are working to go and cut. So Honorable Minister Lionel, Madam Juliet, Vanessa, Kofi, please come help us do the unveiling. We are going to cut and then and show the strategy.
AGRA is here with your support. We can
Jesse, please bring the good.
Making everyone happy for a better world. Resilient food system, booming our economy, making everyone happy
yes, so
for a better world. Bridging the gap from production to post-harvest, processing, value addition.
We cut this sustainably to ensure we feed Ghana and Africa. Amen. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Now, we are Honorable Minister, please wait. Please wait. Or if you help me pull the other side. Okay. Now we are unveiling and opening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the AGRA Strategy 3.0. It's left with the last bit of the opening, which we are going to do. Honorable Yao, I know you are very strong and you can pull things. Hip, 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 hip. There is fire. There is fire. Please call the... There's a real fire, so let's put it out. Congratulations, AGRA Strategy 3.0. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the AGRA Strategy 3.0, improving the competitiveness of agro-industries in Ghana, the strategic plan from 2023 to 2027. AGRA, 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 Kwampa yenkwe. Agra, agra, eh.
Agra, agra, eh.
Now the fire is putting energy in the strategy to keep us going. Thank you all very much. Improving the competitiveness of agro-industries in Ghana. Thank you all very much. You may take your seats now. Photographers, are you done with the photos? Thank you. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Karis. Yes, please move to the stage so that we take a photo. Karis, please climb the stage, Vanessa, so you don't have to keep coming up and down. Let's take a photo with you on the stage. You cannot do Agric without fire. So even though we didn't invite the fire, it has invited itself.
Agra, agra, eh. We want to say thank you. Agra, agra, eh. Strategy 3.0. Agra, agra, eh. We want to say thank you. Agra, agra, eh. Strategy 3.0. Agra, agra, eh. Agra, agra, eh. Agra, agra, eh. We are ready to deliver. We are ready to help. Oh, Agra is here. With your support, we can achieve a resilient agri-food system, booming our economy, making everyone happy for a better world. Bridging the gap from production to post-harvest, agro-processing, value addition, and marketing. Agra, agra,
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Agra, 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 yes, this will be away. Agra, 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 wow. Agra, 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 agra.
Thank you all very much. And thank you, Kwampa. This is fantastic. In fact, Anthony was telling me that he will need a download of this song. So it means you have to hit the studio, record the song, we put it on YouTube, we spread it everywhere, and you also perform it whenever you go for concerts, locally and internationally. If you don't do it, I'll take your guitar from you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we are going to have the closing remarks. And to give the closing remarks, we have the regional head for West Africa AGRA, Lionel Axel Kaja. Please, let's invite him to give us the closing remarks.
So, Honorable Minister Yao Frimpong Addo from Ministry of MOFA, all our dear partners, all protocol observed. At the end of this ceremony, I would like us to pause and recognize two categories of people. First, the farmers, and I want you to applaud for them, make a clap for them. Some call them peasants, others call them smallholders, because maybe indeed they are in control only of the small portion of the life. Indeed, a lot of variables or KPIs on which we work and which we influence every day have a big impact on their life. But they are very central to our economies. They are very central to the type of work that we want to achieve. Without them, we can do nothing. So I want to acknowledge that, and I think this also is a very good opportunity to speak out about the big responsibility in front of us, the big ambition we should have for these farmers. The second category of people is the youth. I don't know if I can call everybody under the age of 20 to wake up so that we acknowledge you in the room. 35? Oh, volunteer. I mean, purposely I'm hinting at the 20 because you know in less than 10 years, about 2030, 40% of the youth will come from Africa. And approximately there will be around 19 or 20. So okay, what if I tried? Under 35, who are you in the room? Oh, so yeah. Good. So this AGRA, it's also, and first and foremost for you. So youth and the farmers are these two categories that I want to acknowledge. It speaks to the kind of systemic view that we'll be having regarding our work going forward. We have big ambition for these two categories at a time where we face challenges. If you look at recently, ECOWAS has published some data regarding agricultural GDP growth in West Africa. Over the period of 2010-2014, the growth of the agricultural sector was about 4.8%, 5%. Over 2019-2021, we have lost 2 points of percentage. It's about 2.8%. So it's a very challenging environment in which we live. We are told that now we live in what we call a bunny world. I don't know if you know this new acronym. It's no more the VUCA, but the bunny. The word is brittle, is ambiguous, is non-linear, and this last one, I find it very, very special, is incomprehensible. That's the way they describe the world now. In face of this kind of context, AGRA doesn't lose hope because, as we know, in West Africa, we are expanding into 3 more countries. So not only will we be working in Ghana, in Burkina Faso, in Mali and Nigeria, but this launch of the strategy is also speaking to what we are going to achieve in Senegal, in Côte d'Ivoire, and Togo for over 2023-2027 strategy. So despite the gloomy environments, we are there. We continue to make things work harder and harder for these two categories of people, for the farmers and for the youth. We want to see more real smiles on the farms over this strategy periods. So I want to again thank you for your participation in this lunch. I wish plenty of success to our team, me including, and to the work that we are going to do with with you as partners. We know that we have 2 weapons to succeed. The first one is the science. In AGRA, we have the science, and this is a good time to acknowledge the work done by my colleagues inside AGRA from all the business side in Ghana and in Kenya, in all the countries, who are also, they have also contributed to this work in Ghana, by the way. We had also to benefit, we benefited also from brands outside AGRA. So again, I won't name all of them, but I want to acknowledge the great work provided by our partners during the consultation period. Juliette mentioned 2 years of consultation We benefited a lot from your good idea and your experience. But science is not enough. We need to have also love. We need to show in a very tangible way how we are going to love our farmers and our youth. So actually, that's my final words. Let's together cultivate love, science, and love for the farmers and the youth. And with that, we'll succeed in Ghana, for Ghana, and from Ghana to also reach out the other countries in the region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lionel. Another round of applause for him. He's worked with the team to get us here, and we appreciate you. You know, before Lionel Richie wrote and sang Just For You, we had E.T. Mensah, and he had the song All For You. All for you, Agra, all for you. All for you, all for you. You want me to continue? I'll sing the pidgin version. I dey wait you, Mama. I dey wait you, Papa. I dey wait you, Agra. Oh, all for you. All for you. Banana, all for you. So Lionel, thank you. That song was for you and your West Africa team. We wish you all the best as you expand into Senegal, Togo, and all the other places. May the successes seen in Ghana and the other markets be seen there as well. And thank you. We are going to have our final performance from Nakiat, and then Kwampa will take us home. And we are rounding off our live coverage on Joy News TV. So to our audiences around the world who joined on Joy News TV, thank you very much for watching the live broadcast of the AGRA Strategy 3.0 launch. Please share the videos, let the world know what is happening. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm happy to introduce the exceptional Nakiat.
Thank you so much. I'm back again with another beautiful piece for Agra's country strategy and the environment, and a little bit of climate change as well. Agra's country strategy said we need to sustain our environment for agriculture to thrive. For we were bequeathed with a beautiful world from the beginning, and it was a great sight to behold. A great sight replete with brooks, greeneries, and great mountains. These were foretold from antiquity. These were bequeathed unto us by Otocho Bonsu, by Titikofu Amwa, the foliage, flora, and fauna, breathtaking nature meant for our existence, not for our termination. The trees are murmuring, the forest is shedding tears. What is wrong with her? What might be the problem? The problem emanates from the gluttonous nature of the caretaker. Humankind. You are humankind, but you are not kind to your planet. The one who was asked to take dominion is chewing his own tongue. Messi, se icha, wontache Maria, ne enrinem biara. To wit, if you chew your own tongue as a meat, then you have not eaten any meat. The caretaker is meting out injustice to wipe out the forest with rage. As if the caretaker will fade away today. forgetting about generations yet unborn tomorrow. Mangroves are being filled with sand and concrete to pave way for habitation of humans, forgetting that they serve as reservoirs for wastewaters. Please, I would like to ask a question. When will we learn the truth from within that trees will set us free? When will we learn the truth from within that trees will help us? When will we learn the truth from within that trees absorb as much as 48 pounds of carbon dioxide per a year? When will we learn the truth from within that trees serve as carbon sink? Let me avert my mind onto a beautiful painting by a colleague child from the Marshall Islands called Robanti Anien. She said it is a story about climate change. When her island faces climate change effects and the ocean level rises, all the plants and vegetations are being ruined and devastated. All the houses are being wiped away. Please, people of the planet, let us stand up, for the oceans are crying. The oceans are roaring with rage. What is wrong with her that is making her so melancholic? She is crying for her belly is being poisoned with plastics and filth. Her babies, fishes, coral reefs, and beautiful pearls are all vying for their extinction for no fault of theirs. That is why AGRA country strategy is here for us. For I would like to tell you that this is a call to action. Let us be like the Adinkra symbol called Akoben. Let us take action for Omanbeyeya Ofriyenara. I would like to also show you this Adinkra symbol called the Aya. It represents resourcefulness. Let us put our resources together to find a better solution for our agricultural sector. Let us adapt to all crises coming our way, for we know that AGRA's country strategy is here. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause for Nakiyat. She showed us two Adinkra symbols. The Akoben is a symbol that represents quality and strength and a lot of things related to excellence. The Aya is also, in fact, she showed us three. The Aya is the fen. It shows resilience and resourcefulness. And we believe that this quality strategy will result in quality outputs and a more resilient and resourceful agric space. Honorable Minister, Madam Vanessa, Madam Juliet, Lionel, all of you are friend farmers. At this point, if you give me the permission, I wish to close the event because I think, AGRA, you've outdone yourselves for today. And it's a good time for you to engage whilst we enjoy some good